The arena lights had barely cooled from Saturday night's battle when an unexpected tension began to settle over San Francisco. Inside the Warriors' training facility, conversations were quieter, glances were longer, and the coaching staff moved with the kind of urgency you only see when something important is at stake. And this time, the source of concern had a name that carried weight across the entire NBA: Jimmy Butler. In what was supposed to be just another regular season matchup, everything changed in the final quarter against the New Orleans Pelicans. Butler, known for his fearless competitiveness, went up for a contested play, collided midair and came down awkwardly. For a brief moment, time froze. He stayed on the ground longer than usual, breathing heavily, hand on his lower back. The arena buzzed with worry. But then, like he had done countless times throughout his career, he got up, brushed it off and kept playing. And he didn't just play. He dominated. Butler nearly completed a triple-double: 24 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. His impact was instrumental in securing a 104-96 victory. Yet behind the stats and highlight moments, something wasn't right. According to head coach Steve Kerr, the hit Butler took was heavier than anyone realized in the heat of the game. Once the adrenaline faded, the pain appeared, and it stayed. By Monday, Butler was absent from practice. Medical evaluations were underway. The Warriors, already dealing with injuries to Stephen Curry and others, suddenly faced a new threat to their season's stability. Kerr tried to calm the storm publicly, insisting Butler's injury did not appear serious, but the uncertainty was enough to alarm fans, analysts, and especially the Warriors' locker room. The veteran forward has always been known for his deep understanding of his own body, and right after the game he insisted he'd be ready for Tuesday's clash against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But readiness did not mean certainty. Even with treatment following the collision, Butler's discomfort raised doubts about whether Golden State would have its current leading offensive force available in a crucial moment. Losing him would be a heavy blow. With Stephen Curry sidelined due to a quadriceps issue and a muscle strain, Butler has been carrying the offensive load, guiding the Warriors through one of their most inconsistent stretches of the season. His leadership, shot creation, and defensive presence have kept the team afloat in a crowded Western Conference race. Without him, the Warriors' system becomes shakier, more predictable, and significantly less threatening. And the concerns don't stop there. Veteran big man Al Horford is also listed as questionable because of a sciatic nerve flare-up. Meanwhile, Golden State expects Seth Curry to finally make his debut for the franchise, bringing much-needed shooting depth as the team navigates injuries and uncertainty. Butler has appeared in 19 games so far during the 2025-26 NBA season, averaging 20.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, 5.2 assists, and 1.6 steals per game, his best start to a regular season in 2 years. With the Warriors currently sitting at 11-10 and holding the 8th seed in the West, every game matters, every absence matters, and every injury shifts the balance of the entire campaign. What began as a normal contest suddenly transformed into a pivotal moment for the entire organization. One awkward fall might become the turning point that defines the Warriors' trajectory, whether upward or downward, for the rest of the season. As Monday evening settled over San Francisco, the Warriors' facility remained unusually active. Trainers moved between treatment rooms, coaches huddled over adjusted rotations, and analysts ran simulations of upcoming games, with and without Jimmy Butler. The eerie uncertainty hanging over the franchise wasn't just about one player. It was about what his potential absence represented: a fragile roster walking into one of the toughest stretches of the season. Golden State has spent the past months trying to rebuild chemistry, identity, and consistency. They entered the year knowing Stephen Curry would shoulder the offensive burden, until injuries forced a reshuffling no one expected. When Jimmy Butler arrived and took command of the system, the Warriors started to find balance again. But now, with Butler's status unknown and Curry still recovering, the team faces a dangerous crossroads. Inside the medical room, evaluations continued late into the evening. Butler, frustrated but composed, went through movement tests while discussing pain levels with staff. He hated missing games. Everyone knew it. His competitive instinct was nearly legendary across the league, the kind of inner fire that has carried him through countless playoff runs, clutch performances and dogfight battles. But this situation was different. This wasn't a scheduled rest day or a minor tweak. It was a sudden, sharp hit that left lingering pain, the exact kind of injury that can worsen if mishandled. The team's medical staff insisted on caution, while Butler insisted on suiting up. Steve Kerr found himself in the middle, trying to balance urgency with long-term wisdom. The Warriors needed Butler healthy, not heroic. Meanwhile, the rest of the roster was preparing for Tuesday's duel against the Oklahoma City Thunder, a high-tempo, aggressive team riding strong momentum. Without Butler, Golden State would rely on an even thinner scoring core, forcing players into roles they've rarely taken on this season. Younger pieces would be asked to step up, rotations would tighten, and defensive matchups would shift dramatically. The uncertainty surrounding Al Horford only deepened the challenge. His sciatic issue appeared without warning, a painful reminder of how delicate veteran bodies can become deep into a long NBA career. Horford's defensive IQ and floor spacing are crucial for the Warriors, and removing him from the lineup would leave Golden State vulnerable in the frontcourt. Yet in the midst of these setbacks, one bright spot emerged, the anticipated debut of Seth Curry. His return to the organization brought hope, energy, and a familiar shooting spark that could reshape Golden State's offensive rhythm. Though he could not replace the leadership or versatility of Butler, Seth provided something the Warriors desperately lacked: reliable spacing. Fans, analysts, and even rival teams watched closely as updates trickled out. Around the league, speculation grew. Would Butler risk playing through pain? Would the Warriors crumble under mounting injuries? Or would this be the moment that forged a stronger, battle-tested squad? Beyond statistics and standings, Golden State's situation exposed a deeper truth about their season. They had talent, depth on paper, and championship-level coaching, but continuity had escaped them. Each time momentum built, another setback arrived. Now, facing the possibility of missing their current leading force, the Warriors were forced to confront the harsh reality of the NBA. Seasons are not defined by highlight reels, but by how teams survive their toughest storms. As midnight approached, Kerr addressed the staff one last time before leaving the facility. His message was simple but stern: prepare for both outcomes. If Jimmy plays, we support him. If he doesn't, we compete anyway. The Warriors weren't just fighting for wins, they were fighting to stay afloat in a West where every game can shift the hierarchy. Jimmy Butler's condition would dictate the next chapter, but the team's response would determine their future. Uncertainty had become the enemy. And until Tuesday night arrived, no one, not even Butler himself, knew which version of the Warriors the world would see next.